So we just got some insane news about Avengers Doomsday. I feel like with the passage of each and every day, we are kind of dropped in some little tidbits about the movie, whether that's plot or casting choices. Same with Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I really do love this and getting to then theorize about it. And that's why in today's video, we are going to be talking about the newest cast member that is confirmed for Avengers Doomsday, as well as some additional theories and more so a discussion as to what I think could be happening in Avengers Doomsday, what I hope will happen, and kind of what I hope won't happen. But before we get into anything, guys, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the page, hit that noti bell. Alright, Avengers Doomsday. As I said at the beginning of the video, we did get a confirmation as to who else is in this movie. And I think we may finally understand why Thor was crying. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to announce that Ryan Reynolds did confirm that he will be reprising his role as Deadpool in Avengers Doomsday. And this is really awesome. Obviously, pretty much everyone was theorizing and suspecting he would be in this movie, but just to have it officially confirmed is really awesome. And I don't know about any of you, but I'm really excited to see him interact with certain characters. I'm really hoping to get some on-screen time between him and Tom Holland. I think Spider-Man and Deadpool have an awesome dynamic. I really think Captain America and Deadpool could have a really interesting dynamic, really fun dynamic. And then even more so just going deeper into the X-Men cast members that are in it. James Marsden, I am so excited for him as Cyclops to be returning. And I am hoping he gets done justice in this movie. And I know there are some rumors about the TVA. I know they were kind of shooting something where it was a set similar to the TVA. And what I really think is going to happen is, as we saw at the end of Fantastic Four First Steps, Doctor Doom is after Franklin Richards. I think it's going to be revealed one of two things. So I think that Doctor Doom is a variant of our version of Tony Stark. And the reason I say our version of Tony Stark is because the Tony Stark that we have come accustomed to and grown with in the MCU is not Tony Stark. When Tony Stark went back in time and met his father Howard, he was surprised when his father mentioned about a baby coming in the world. Tony should have known that date. The Russo brothers have confirmed that his identity is going to be tied to Tony Stark and to the events of Avengers Endgame. I think there are two theories that really could be a possibility of explaining this. And the first one being Tony Stark, I think biological Tony Stark, I think he may have passed away. Maybe something with his childbirth or shortly after he was born. And that caused Tony's parents to go out and adopt. And the baby boy that they adopted was none other than Victor Von Doom, whom they then named Tony Stark and raised him as one of their own. And he's the character we have grown to know and love in the MCU. This could definitely explain why Doctor Doom and our Tony Stark are literally played by the same actor. And it could offer some really awesome story elements, like one being something that was introduced in the Doctor Strange movie, the second one, Multiverse of Madness, and that's the concept of dreamwalking. Maybe this version of Doctor Doom saw the snap, saw Tony, or his variant of Tony, Doctor Doom, dying, and maybe that got him to start realizing different things about the multiverse. And then you fast forward to Fantastic Four First Steps, and now you have this intergalactic being, this person who is confirmed to be the only one. He has no variants in the entire multiverse. He is capable of destroying an entire planet and devouring a planet. And this likely set something off in Doom. I know we didn't see him in the movie, which again, that kind of leads to the issues I have with that movie. I think the setup in that movie could have been way better. But that being said, with what we're left with at the end, him going after Franklin, meeting with Franklin, and I think he's going to be after that power to potentially either travel to a different universe or siphon off that power to give him the capability to go up against Loki and defeat Loki so that he now has control of the sacred timeline. Something that he is going to be, in my opinion, obsessed with. He's going to become obsessed with this godlike power to control things because he's seen something like Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet. He's seen Galactus and likely seen a lot of people he cares about die and felt the weight of that death. And maybe he's even seen other variants of Doctor Doom go through something similar, which again could just deepen his kind of motivation for wanting to do what he's going to do. And I really do think that a lot of the opening scenes for this movie are going to be a lot of backstory for Doctor Doom, and then they are going to end up in the TVA. We are pretty much confirmed going to get a reunion between Thor and Loki. I don't know how you have those two in a movie together and not have them have a reunion. So I really do think there's going to be some sort of battle at the TVA where Loki, I don't see him dying. Again, I feel like killing him off once again in an Avengers film would feel pretty redundant. And instead, I think Deadpool is going to be there, maybe one or two other characters, and Deadpool is going to quote unquote die. And then that is where we are going to get the scene where Thor is crying. He may start to build a little bit of a bond and have compassion towards Deadpool. And in that moment, he's not going to realize the capacity of Deadpool's powers. And I could see a really good opening for that, leaving room for Deadpool to kind of bask in that moment of, wow, this guy, Thor, beautiful man, part of the Avengers blockbuster movies, is kind of crying over me and cares about me. And he's really going to play that up only to then be revealed that, oh yeah, he just healed and he's actually alive. So he's not gonna die. I do see them maybe killing him off in Secret Wars, but in Avengers Doomsday, I think it's very, very unlikely, especially with how successful the last Deadpool and Wolverine movie did do. I don't see them killing off that character anytime soon. So I think that's how we're going to get the Thor is crying scene, because again, I don't think they're going to put that in the movie and not at least make some sort of reference to it. And this could be a really funny way to do it without any type of repercussions and actual character death. And it won't piss off any of the audience because it's Deadpool doing Deadpool things versus death baiting, which I'm not a huge fan of. Again, aside from if it's a character like Deadpool, which it is okay if it is then. And then we get more into more of the story beats of Avengers Doomsday and what I think the overall story is going to be. And I think it'll be a lot like the game series Ultimate Alliance. And that's where Doctor Doom takes the power from Odin and pretty much slaughters 90% of the Marvel Universe. One of the openings to one of the games is him slaughtering the X-Men. Now, while I don't think this is going to happen, I think a version of it may happen. I think in the beginning scenes, we are going to get some type of cataclysm, some type of major event where we are going to see a ton of deaths. And maybe it will be a bunch of the Fox Universe X-Men, but it'll be more minor characters. Whereas James Marsden and Professor X, all those characters, will more so survive. But maybe this is going to propel them to be against Doctor Doom. And maybe Doctor Doom is using the fact that he looks like our version of Tony Stark to befriend the Avengers of our world. And again, then if that happens after Thor has his interaction, then it could create even more tension. Because we almost are certain that we are getting an Avengers versus X-Men battle in this movie. I don't think you can have those characters together and not pit them against each other. It's just too much enjoyment for the audience not to capitalize on it. So again, that's kind of how I think it'll go. I really think the movie is going to open with some type of cataclysm event. I think a lot of the X-Men are going to get killed, and then the ones that survive are going to have a vendetta against Doom. The Fantastic Four will be introduced. I think they will be in, or at least partially in, the TVA scene. I think it'll be towards the latter half after Deadpool quote-unquote dies and whatever happens to Loki happens. I think it'll be more of him getting his power siphoned off, similar to the Beyonder in Secret Wars, than him just outright getting killed. And then that will propel Doctor Doom to kind of move forward and continue his plan while the heroes are kind of chasing after him, trying to, one, understand his plan, and two, put a stop to it, while having to deal with other heroes who either have a vendetta against Doom, or some heroes that might be aligned with Doom and agree with what he's doing. So again, I think the different dynamics that they are setting up for this movie are going to be amazing. This movie does have potential to just be an absolute dumpster fire and be a total mess, but it also has the chance to beat Avengers Infinity War and be on the same level as Avengers Endgame, especially box office wise. I really, really am looking forward to this movie. Seeing these characters that I grew up with, the Fox X-Men, interacting with the Marvel Cinematic Universe is something I have always wanted. There are different rumors about Toby being in the movie, Andrew being in the movie. I just want some version of Spider-Man in this movie. I think if for whatever reason, if there is no Spider-Man, it is a huge miss, no matter what, even if everything else is perfect. Having all these Marvel characters together and not bringing in the number one superhero is, honestly, it would be a travesty. That is my only requirement for this movie, is you must have Spider-Man in it. It will get an automatic 1 to 2 point plus from me, even if it's a dumpster fire, if it has Spider-Man in it. Again, I just want to see those interactions between Spider-Man and Deadpool, Spider-Man and Cyclops, Wolverine. So many of these characters have great interactions specifically with Spider-Man. Again, yes, I am very excited to see them interact with each other, but I want Spider-Man. If you can't tell, Spider-Man is one of, if not my favorite superhero. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on what I think is going to happen with the movie and kind of all the updates we've gotten so far. I will be sticking close to it, so as updates come out, whether it is casting or plot-wise, I will let all of you know. And I will also put spoiler warnings on there. I know some people, and again, I do totally understand this, do not want all these plot points kind of spoiled going into the movie. They want to experience it in the theater, and I totally understand that. It gives a lot more room for excitement, and the anticipation builds even more because you really don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, that's kind of all of my thoughts on what I think is going to happen, what I want to happen, and maybe some things that I don't want to happen. But let me know what all of you think in the comments below. And while you guys are down there, like this video, subscribe to the page, hit that noti bell, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.